your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you. Just open your eyes, you'll see it's true.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another roundtable of When She Happens, That's What She Said. We are so excited for this week to be doing a roundtable versus just a one spotlight feature. And we've got some great people that will be part of our roundtable today. For those of you that tuned in last time to our roundtable, it's an opportunity for you to get to know our members, know more about them, love them like we do, like them, and trust them so that you do business with them. So, good morning, everyone. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We've got a few others that will dropping in. I think there's some internet connectivity issues, but they'll be dropping in just a little bit. Before we get started, let's just go clockwise. So that Dawn, that would go you, then Krista, then Amanda. And just share with us who you are and your business. Take 30 seconds to share with us who you are, what you do, and we'll go around and then we'll jump into our roundtable discussion. So Dawn, why don't you go first for us?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dawn Gerber, and I own Supporting Strategies at Bradenton, Sarasota, and Port Charlotte, Florida. And we support businesses as their bookkeeping and controller services. So our goal is to take that stress off the business owner's plate and handle all of their back-end financials, work as a partner. So when they have a lot of questions about their books and expenses and other things that are going on, that we're there to really work hand in hand with them.
Great, thanks. Krista?
I'm Krista Singh. I'm a loan officer with Loan Depot, not Home Depot. I help people with buying houses, refinancing. I try to take the stress out of the loan process to make it an easy, smooth transition to closing.
Thanks, Krista. Amanda, share us with who you are. We've got Krista will join us too, so she'll get a chance next. Go ahead, Amanda.
Hi, I'm Amanda Batt with Simplicity Created. I organize people's homes, declutter your home, space, and life, and make it beautiful for you to live in. Trust free.
Hi, Crystal. We're taking 30 seconds to share who you are and what you do.
Beautiful. Hello, I'm Crystal Cubis. Everyone calls me Fireheart. I absolutely help people get back in the driver's seat of their lives. So helping them move through transition, clearing fear and obstacles out of the way so they can step into confidence, courage, and empowerment.
Awesome. Well, we are so fortunate to not only have you all as members of When She Happens, but to have you spend 30 minutes with this morning talking about you and getting to know you better. So the way that it's going to work this morning is that we've got a few questions to ask you to get to know you better. And we'll go around clockwise again. So Dawn, you go first, and then we'll come back the other way. Don't worry, we won't make you go first every time, Dawn. And just to ensure, internet connection can come and go these days. So if I get dropped, you guys just run with it. All right, so first question, here we go. If money wasn't an issue and you could live anywhere in the world for a month, where would you live and why?
Okay, so for this one, it was pretty easy for me to decide. Every year we try to go for Europe to anywhere from 6 days to 2 weeks every year, excuse me. But I've always wanted to go to Australia and New Zealand, and everyone's always said you need at least 3 weeks or a month to be able to accurately see everything with how far it is. So I would definitely spend 4 weeks over there, meeting people, getting to know the history and the environment, and just being really happy.
Nice, going down under. I love it. Yeah. Krista, what about you? If you can go anywhere in the world.
I would go to Italy. I knew that right when I read that question. I've always wanted to go there. Even I think 20 years ago, I took a traveling Italian class just so I could speak it. I still haven't gotten there yet, but it's just something that's on my bucket list. The wine, the food, just everything.
Did you ever watch Eat, Pray, Love or read the book?
Yeah.
The book's better than the movie, but yeah. Well, grazie. All right, Amanda, I know you're next.
It would be Italy. We stayed there for 3 weeks when I was younger, and it was amazing. The culture, the people, the food, the city, the life. It was just amazing. I would definitely go there again.
Oh, grazie again. Buongiorno. Crystal, what about you?
I would go to Bali. I saw a picture recently of someone laying on a bed it had sideboards, but it was way up high, bamboo bed overlooking the entire rainforest out there. And I love the tropical. I love the fruit. I love the culture. And I have friends that are currently there, so when I see their pictures, I'm still a little drool. Drooling on it. So Bali.
I love it. I wish I could be Oprah and be like, you get to go to Australia. You get to go to Italy. Still working on that. One day I'll be Eleanor, give you guys a free trip. All right, very cool. Very well-rounded there. Look at that. Very cool. All right, so clearly, as growing up, I have almost 5-year-olds, and I always talk to her about what she wants to be when she grows up and all these things. And, knowing what you all do for a living, there's a good chance that when you were about 5 or 6, you didn't even know that was a job, right? You weren't really sure. But what do you remember as when you were a child? What did you want to grow up and be? What do you remember that? Let's start with you, Crystal, and we'll go back around that way.
I wanted to do things with cars. So my first memory was that I wanted to drive a car carrier. And then as I got a little older, I wanted to have my own tow truck so I could picture like a girl in overalls picking up the cars. That's still a side fantasy, actually.
I love it. Is there any car that stood out that you wanted to fix, or that you wanted to be towing around? Any specific kind of car?
Well, I really love McLarens. That would be my high performance luxury car that I would really love, even to this day. So.
I love it. Thank you for sharing. Amanda, what about you? Little girl Amanda, what did she want to be when she grew up?
An artist. Yeah.
Oh,
Doing
that's pretty broad. So what kind of artist?
I loved painting, which is funny because I paint now, and it's one of my favorite things to do, and more things to come with that too. So whatever you want to do, it's never too late.
I love that.
Yeah.
Krista, what about you? Did you want to be a mortgage lender when you were growing up?
No. I don't even as an adult. No. I wanted it when I was little. I thought I would be a teacher, and then as I got a little bit older, I thought I'd be an attorney, and I don't know. I just fell into the real estate world, I guess.
Got it. Very cool. And Dawn, what about you? When little Dawn was sitting in her bedroom thinking about her future, what did she want to be when she grew up? I think we lost you, Dawn. There's so many. Gosh, the suspense is killing me. What about you guys? When she Dawn, we lost you. So if you log back in and log back out, it might work, and we'll come back. So we'll jump on to the next question, but we won't forget about what Dawn wanted to be when she grows up. All right. Here you go. Over the last 5-6 months, we have all had an opportunity to probably watch a little more TV. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I know that we in our home certainly have binged on a few shows. I'm sad to admit to that. But I'd love to know from you all, what show have you binged on? And there sounds like maybe some crackling or typing. I don't know. Maybe if you're not talking, you can put yourself on mute. I don't know what the sound is in the background. So if you're not talking to yourself on mute, that'd be awesome. But what show did you in the last 5 months binge on? Let's start with Krista, and we'll go around that way.
I can't remember. There was only 2 seasons, so I was really disappointed I couldn't binge more on it. But it was Dead to Me.
Oh, so good! It's coming back for a 3rd season.
Is it? Oh, that's good. I really think that. And that Working Moms is funny too. That's easy to just get in and jump in and watch a few.
Yeah, it is funny. So that one is coming back as well too, I think. But yeah, Dead to Me is the 3rd and final season. Very good. So Christina Applegate, and then the other one's actually filmed in Canada, in Vancouver, I think. The Working Mom one. Very cool. All right, Amanda, what about you? What show is binge worthy for you the last few months?
The Office. I just started it. Well, I just started over the pandemic.
Had you never watched it before?
Never watched it. It's great for just wanting to get your mind to just laugh and just silly stuff.
That's so funny. Amanda is like one of my favorite people to talk about TV shows with because she just never really watched as many as maybe I did growing up. So I was like, what's that? I'm like, what? Who are you?
Always telling me who too.
Yes, it's too funny. What about you, Crystal? I know, let's see. Did you binge watch anything the last few months?
I really didn't. I don't. I've been trying to stay away from the computer because I'm on it often with clients. So I have watched a movie lately that was pretty good.
What movie?
I enjoyed a movie called The Peanut Butter Falcon.
I don't even know what that's about.
It's about a young man in his 20s that has Down syndrome, and he's locked up in like an old people's home because nobody, he doesn't have family, and he wants to be this pro wrestler. It's this hilarious story, and so he breaks out, and then he finds this fisherman who's pretty rogue, and they start traveling together, and it's just hilarious. It's heartwarming and it's hilarious, and I loved it, so highly recommend.
Called what is it? Peanut Butter Falcon?
Yeah.
Write that down.
Me too.
That sounds good. We watched the most ridiculous movie last night called Drunk Parents. Total opposite from there. It was Alec Baldwin and what's her name? She was in that movie with Matt Perry. She's Spanish. What's her name? Selma Hayek. And it was horrible. So I think we'll try the Peanut Butter Falcon, a more heartwarming story than some really stupid raunchy story they had. All right, awesome. So now we're going to move on to, hi, Carla. Thanks for watching. We've got Carla Jones-Wilson watching. Hi, Carla. All right, so next question. I think we lost Dawn. I think our connection was bad. But so, Dawn, we miss you if you're watching. All right, here we go. What is one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self? And Crystal, we will start with you for this one.
Okay. One piece of advice that I would give to my younger self would be bold. Because that's been a hard muscle to learn. And as someone that does a lot of empowerment work, that's probably why I got into it. But I would say be bold. And I think sometimes when people are in, if they're in sports or if they're in something where they have to get out there, if they're, just in front of people, I got to hide a lot. I wasn't in anything or in any group, so they didn't learn to exercise that boldness. So I would tell my younger self, be bold and be like her biggest cheerleader ever.
That's great advice. So let me ask you one more question on that. How can somebody that's watching right now that maybe isn't as bold as they'd like to be, what advice would you give them? How do you, maybe you obviously I know you know these things, but how could they channel that more if they feel like they need to be more bold?
So in my practice, I get a lot of people in their bodies, like embodied empowerment, because I think we can hear it, but when we feel it, it's another story. A lot of times for me, I think fear is something that we think is way more powerful than we are. So we don't try to exercise over it or not, hold it and figure out why we're afraid. So for someone that wanted to be more bold, would say either, for myself, when I need to be more bold, or if I'm encouraging my clients to be more bold, I get in my body, I get out and I start moving my body more. And I think about what I'm actually losing by being afraid. And it might be I'm losing connections, or I'm losing job opportunities, or I'm losing just watching people who really could use an ear or the wisdom to share, could use things. So I always think about what's missing if I don't be bold, and that usually is a good push.
I love that. When you're not, what happens? I love that. Thanks for sharing that. Amanda, what about you? What advice would you give to your younger self?
Well, first, listen to your mom.
Is your mom watching this?
Yeah.
No. But I just told her that the other day. I said I should always listen to you sometimes. But I guess self-love. I had it at a young age, but I think it's something that you constantly have to work on as an individual. And never forget that it is important to self-love and care about yourself so you can do other things like be bold. And I think that's the stem of everything.
Great advice. Thank you. Krista, what about you? What advice would you give your younger self?
Amanda and I are on the same wavelength today, because that would be the one thing I would have told myself is it's okay to put yourself first and make yourself first. You don't have to, because then all other relationships and everything else will be easier. But if you're not doing things that make yourself happy, it makes it more difficult. So
it's probably one of the hardest things to learn. I think as women, we try, no matter what our status is in life, we're always trying to make sure people around us are getting what they need. It's an internal female instinct, right? To take care of others. That's what it is, no matter who's in your life. And so it is really hard to do that. That's great advice to give to your younger self. So now we're going to ask you a question. First of all, hi, Sandy. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Carla. Thanks for watching and tuning in. So you weren't prompted for this question. So you guys, just so you know, they knew those questions were coming, but now they're going to get a question they didn't know was coming. Bum, 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 bum. All right. If you could have a meal with any celebrity, living or dead, deceased, may they rest in peace, who would it be and why? And I'll let you guys decide who goes first. Not everybody at the same time. It's really obnoxious.
that's a hard one.
We have Rachel watching right now, and I will tell you, I believe hers, Rachel, wasn't yours The Rock, right? Wasn't it him? I'm pretty sure it's him. See if she comments. What do you think? Anyone have one yet in mind?
I have one, but not in his current. When he was in the movie Legend of the Fall, Brad Pitt, I would have loved to have dinner with him back at that.
Oh, that was a great movie. Yeah. Good. That was like his peak, or not his peak, but it was like around when he was like peaking. Great. Yeah. Great. All right. So Legend of the Fall, Brad Pitt. Noted. Got it. All right, Crystal, I saw your hand go up. Who did you have in mind?
My celebrity just changed as soon as I heard Crystal. Oh, that okay. All right. I think I love superheroes, so I think I'd love to go on like the back of a motorcycle with Jason Momoa and roll around.
Wow, Jason Momoa. Yeah. He's back. Hi, Dawn.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
It's all right. We'll catch up with you. So the question we're on right now, we'll come back to other questions, was if you could have a meal with any celebrity, living or dead, who would it be and why? And Krista went with Brad Pitt, but not Brad Pitt today, like all like out there, and not Brad Pitt of like Interview with a Vampire, but Brad Pitt of Legend. Was it Legend? What's the name of it?
I think it was Legend of the Fall.
Legends of the Fall.
He was riding a horse a lot then. I remember
yeah. There was someone else in that movie with him that was also famous. Was Liam in that movie? No. Who else was in that movie? We're going to have to look that up. And then Crystal just said she'd like to be on the back of Jason Momoa's motorcycle cruising through somewhere. Bali. On a bed in the sky. No. All right. Amanda, who is yours? I'm so curious.
What do you mean? You know, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg. Mark. Good one. We have a theme here, you guys. When Carla says her grandmother, I love that, Carla, that celebrity to use your grandmother. I think that's awesome. Oh, Liam Wilson. Yeah, that would be amazing. Dawn, what about you, celebrity?
So I would take the notorious RBG because she is just an amazing woman. And if you've ever read about her or seen any of her documentaries, like all that she has fought against, graduated in the top of her class from Harvard and no one would hire her. I mean, it's ridiculous. So all that she has done for our country is pretty amazing, and I would love to meet her.
That's amazing. And you still have time. She's like a cat. She has 9 lives, so she is not going anywhere. And if you can hear us, Ruthie, we're rooting for you wherever you are. Stay strong. Stay strong. All right, Dawn, we got some questions for you to catch up on. So we had you get to answer where money would go. You said Australia. And then the other one was, have you binge watched any? Oh, we got stuck on the question of what did you want to be when you grow up?
So I thought I would be a professional soccer player. Because I started playing soccer at 5. I played for the state, I played for regional, and I thought that would be my future. And then multiple knee surgeries later in high school, I had to totally change what my perspective that sports weren't going to take me where I wanted to go. So yeah, I thought I would be a soccer player.
That is so cool. Do you have a favorite team that you watch, like a premier team or a local team or anything like that you watch anymore?
I mean, I do go to Rowdy's games, right? Because they're local, and go to the DC United games when I lived up there. But I'll just throw on any game. You know, they have on the weekends you can pick up a lot of the European soccer. So, but I love when the women, of course, in the World Cup, love watching them. They're the best.
Because they're awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Remind me next time that we are going to connect to share with you some fun stories about DC United. I will not name any names, but I went to, I spent some time with them at Pleasure Island in Orlando. That is now called Downtown Disney. I interned with Major League Soccer when I was in college. And my boss's brother was the team manager for DC United. So I've got some good stories about some of the players in that team. They know who they are if they're watching. Some good pictures I'll share with you. All right. So then let's see. We also said, what was one piece of advice you give to your younger self?
Oh, for me, it's not to stress so much that everything does not have to be perfect. Like, you know, I was raised, if you're going to do it, you be the best at it and you do it correctly. And that is a good philosophy, but it's not a good philosophy across everything, right? You want to work hard, you want to do things well, but everything does not have to be perfect because you can drive yourself crazy.
And you will.
Yeah.
And you will. And the last question, Dawn, that you missed was, what has been your favorite binge-worthy show or something that you've watched in the last 5-6 months?
Well, Little Fires Everywhere. I don't know if the women have seen that, and if you haven't, go check it out. It's 2 powerhouse women battling each other, and it was just amazing. So good.
So interesting you say that, because that's a book first, right? So we talked earlier about Eat, Pray, Love, and how the book, I read the book first, it was amazing. So let me ask you, did you read the book first or did you watch the series first?
No, I watched the series first, but I actually have it on my phone.
Okay.
The book right now. So I'm going to listen to it soon. But it was so good. They were amazing.
Yeah.
Is it on Hulu or it's Little Fires Everywhere? It's Kerry Washington and my fave, Reese Witherspoon.
Exactly. They both gave amazing performances.
So where can someone watch that now that you're their new publicist?
So I think it was originally on Hulu. I have a password to Plex. I don't know if you guys know what Plex is. Anyways, it's like all these pirated, downloaded.
What's it called?
Plex.
One more time.
It's an app on your TV. You can watch a lot of things, and it's, you know, whatever is put in there. So that's how I watched it, because I don't have Hulu.
And one more time, what's the name of the app?
Plex, Plex.
Ah. I'm gonna have to look into that. I like that. Yeah, so I heard it's good. So I may have to, I don't get a chance to read very often. Does anyone else get a chance to read?
I do. I read a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
Kara, who's the co-founder, she reads like 3 books at one time. Not like literally at the same time, but she's like, is that person who can be reading a book and then also reading other books. So she reads a fun book and then she reads a serious book, and then I don't know what she's reading the third book. But is that like you, Dawn? Do you read multiple books at one time, or?
No, I focus on one book and go through it. But I like the audiobooks, so I just download them, and when I'm working out or going to take a walk or, you know, cleaning the house or whatever, I listen to books. I really enjoy it. It gives you an escape, right?
Yeah. So we are going to be interviewing, so as you may know, may or not know, but we do these, that's what she said, on Mondays. And then on Wednesdays through Evolve, I do something called Coast to Coast Conversations. And I have a girlfriend that when I lived in Chicago, she just wrote 2 books. She actually just finished her 2nd book, but I just got, it's upstairs by my bed. So I just started reading her book. It's called You, Me, and Us. So check it out. Her name's Allison, and Allison Hammer. It's called You, Me, and Us. And if you'd like, when I'm done reading it, I'll give it to you to read. I like to do that as well too, where you share books.
Mhm.
So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we should do our next When She Happens event should be kind of like a book exchange where it's physically distanced, but we make our own little book exchange or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Something like that, right? We could do it near the new Barnes and Noble store, or maybe not because it's not, I don't know. Anyway, so all right, so we've gone through all of our questions. Now the last part of the fun morning we have this morning is that you get to pick any person on this broadcast and ask them a question. So think about the questions we just went through, and you can pick anybody on the broadcast and ask them a question. And we'll go, this time we'll start with you, Dawn. Ask anyone any question. Then Crystal, ask anyone a question, and so forth. All right? So
Okay.
Dawn, the floor is yours.
So, Krista, I'll ask you, have you been really busy during this time? Are you seeing more loans and applications coming in?
Yeah, it stayed steady through this whole time, and with rates going down, people are still buying and refinancing. It's been a little crazy, but it's good.
Okay.
There was an article also that in Sarasota and Nancy County right now, it's the hottest the market's been in a long time.
Yeah.
So inventory, there's like almost no inventory for people to be buying. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So good time to be in lending.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, Krista, who do you want to ask? Ask anyone a question.
I would like to ask you, Jamie, what was the last time you had a really good belly laugh?
I actually know exactly what it was. So I do all these like face mask stuff at home just for fun. You know, I have a great dermatologist, but I like to do some stuff at home and do some fun things. And my husband's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that now? What does it do for your skin? And I said, well, why don't you just try it? And he was like, he's going to kill me for doing this right now. I'm looking it up. And he's like, no, I'm not going to try that. That's ridiculous. I'm like, I promise you, your skin feels so amazing after you'll do it. I promise. And he is such a good trooper. He'll go along with me pretty much for anything. So he's like, fine. So I'm trying to find the picture. I don't know if I still have it on here. So we did. And that was probably one of the best laughs I had. So he did it. He's a trooper. And yeah. Oh, this is my other favorite one. That was probably the one that made me pee my pants. So that was it. Let's see. I am going to ask Amanda a question. Amanda, what is your favorite thing to do right now in this time in history? What's your favorite thing to do?
Wait, do you hear a bunch of static with mine?
It's better now. See if you're touching your microphone, that's probably why it's happening. There we go. What is your favorite thing to do right now during this time, crazy time in history?
My favorite thing to do. Obviously spend time with the child, but other than that, go on little mini adventures. I really enjoy doing that. Like go in the park.
Where's been your best adventure?
I think the really cool place was Mayaka State Park with the bridge. That was really cool. And just hanging out at the pool through all this.
All right, so you can ask Crystal or Dawn a question. Or really anyone. Let's get them involved.
What's been the hardest challenge you've been through, Dawn, during all of this that you've overcome?
I think the hardest challenge is I'm used to seeing and taking care of my parents all the time. And for the first 2 months, they wouldn't even let me in the house. So I was just dropping off things in their garage, food and toiletries and that kind of stuff. So I think it's just for them, you know, they would like me to come down every week and hang out with them. And, you know, I'm unable to do that. And of course, because of their age, they're not going out anywhere. So I think that's been the hardest part, is not being able to be near my family like I would like to be.
All right, Krista, you haven't had a chance to ask any questions yet. So Krista, why don't you go ahead and ask Crystal a question and get her involved in this conversation?
All right. Crystal, so with all the work that you do, helping people and empowering them, have you seen more people reaching out because of the uncertainty and going on with everything, or more fear?
Definitely more fear. A lot of people have a fear because their lives are changing and they don't know how to put the pieces together or make sense of what to do with what's going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for sure.
Crazy. And Dawn, we'll end with you on a question. I've got a question for you, Dawn. Dawn, bookkeeping is not easy. It is not something that everyone would get into. So what do you love most about your job?
I love that we're helping other business owners, right? I mean, that's why we actually created this business and decided upon it, because people are passionate about what they do. When you hear people talk, they love what they are doing. No one other than people like us started their business to help on the financial bookkeeping side. That's really confusing to a lot of people. And so that the fact that we take that stress off their plate and work as a partner with them, that's the most satisfying part of this whole thing.
I love that. Well, before we wrap it all up, we're going to get a chance to go round robin. You get to say 15 seconds, your last pitch now for someone to come find you, do work with you, do business. Tell us why someone or who you're looking for or who you help or what you do. And then we'll go round robin with that. And then we'll wrap up our roundtable conversation. So Krista, let's start with you. You told us, started originally what you did. So start with us. Tell us, why people or what you're looking for, how you can help them.
Well, if anyone needs home financing, I'm an honest mortgage lender. I communicate very well and make it a very smooth process for you.
Thank you. Amanda.
Means organizing. I'm a person. I want to make a stress-free space for you so you can have a stress-free life and declutter everything and edit as it works for you functionally.
Thank you. Doing virtual organization as well as in-home appointments now again. Very PPE safe.
Yeah.
Crystal, what about you?
For me, if anyone is really wanting to step into the next level of themselves, my most favorite thing to do is help people do the inner work, which is usually scary, but for me, I love it. So anyone wanting to do the inner work that is ready for a great positive change in their life with someone walking next to them needs to come see me.
Awesome. Thank you. And finally, Dawn, wrap it up in 15 seconds.
So I would just say any business owners that help need understanding with their books, doing analysis, getting to know when to hire that next manager or get that next truck, we're here to work as partners with you.
Fantastic. Well, we have had so much fun spending 30 minutes talking with all of you ladies this morning. It was so good to get to know you better. Some things I didn't know, which was so much fun. Now I know exactly who to get you birthday cards from or Cameo cards. If you guys have not gone to cameo.com, check it out. But I know who to send you birthday wishes from and where to send you on vacation when I do win the lottery. We'll go to Bali, Australia, Italy. It'll be amazing. An incredible time. We appreciate you all being members of When She Happens. For those that are just watching for the first time, thanks for joining us. If you'd like to learn more about When She Happens, you can go to our Facebook page or our Instagram, as well as our website, which is whenshehappens.com. We do these broadcasts every Monday around noon. If you'd like to be featured in one, just give us an email at she@whenshehappens.com or message us on Facebook. We would love to feature you. If you'd like to be part of our next roundtable, just let us know. It's all about people getting to know our members because we truly believe that when you know, like, and trust people, you want to do business with them. And here at When She Happens, we build relationships first. So thank you all very much for doing this. And until next week, that's what she said. Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.